What is up, all my YouTube wonders? Welcome back to the Durham channel for the first time in like 7 months. Wow, I was unprepared for this. Give me 2 seconds. It's been 7 months, which is wild. I know I've been gone. Just life, you know, I've got a lot going on. Let's just jump to the channel and see how long it's actually been for this intro. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Our last video was the end of our Madden career mode, which came out on February 22nd. This is being recorded on August 30th. So it's been a while since you guys have seen me. Obviously life's been in the way, but we're not going to talk about that. I'm not coming back with a giant video talking about why was I gone and blah, da, da, da. Not doing that. We're just coming back. We're getting right back into it with my 2024-2025 NFL season predictions. I was going to react to the last one, but then I forgot. Wait, the last one was 2 years ago, so I don't really remember what happened 2 years ago in the season much. And it doesn't really matter. So let's just jump into this. So here we are at the handy dandy tier list. I'm going to try to make this decently fast. We're starting off, I kind of organized the divisions, not in the order of how they are ranked, just order down there. We're starting out with the NFC South. In fourth place, I have the Saints going 2-14. I don't really like their team. I don't know if they're going to be doing a lot of good things. I don't trust the team. I don't trust their quarterback. I just think they're going to be a bad team for a couple of years. They're going to be in cap hell. It's going to be interesting to be a Saints fan. In third place, we have the Carolina Panthers. That's right, the Panthers going up a little bit, 4-13. It's not crazy fantastic, but still, it's a little upgrade. They're in not a good division. They're not in the most fantastic spot. We got to see if Bryce Young is the guy, and I don't know if he's going to be absolutely able to drag that team by himself, even if he is. I know they upgraded receiver depth and everything, but I just still think that team's got a couple more years of building to go before they can start fighting for the division title, especially with number 2, the Bucks. I have them going 7-10. Yes, a losing record, but 7 wins is nothing to scoff at in this division. They get second place. Basically same team they had last year, and they were pretty good last year. It's just obviously the winner of the division, the Falcons, upgraded that team much more. I have the Falcons going 8-9. Yes, barely a losing record. Once again, NFC South's losing record. They upgraded so much. I don't trust Kirk Cousins to be that fantastic. I don't. I still think they have a weak division, so they don't really have much fighting against them. I think in a year or two, I definitely think that there could be some Falcons or Panthers could be 10, 12 win teams, but just right now they're not there. That is your NFC South. Next up is the NFC North. In fourth, I have the Minnesota Vikings going 2-15. Whoa, hold on. Sorry about that. I realized I messed up and missed the Saints game. So they're 2-15. 2-15. And the Vikings are also 2-15. They're losing their quarterback. Justin Jefferson's great, but I see that team fumbling it hard, having a bad year. And I think they're going to end up number 1 overall. Sam Darnold's the quarterback. I think they're going to have, not number 1 overall in the draft. I'll talk about that in a minute. But they're just going to be the worst team in their division. And number 3 in that division, I have the Chicago Bears. Big upgrade. They go decent upgrade, 7-10. Caleb Williams, first year in the league, gets a good 7 wins. Still double-digit losses, but you can definitely see they're going somewhere. I just think they're not there yet. They've got an older guys as receiving core with Keenan Allen and stuff. I just don't think they're there yet, but I think next year they could start the year next year, depending on how their offseason goes next. They could definitely be fighting up for these top spots in this division. Number 2, I have the Green Bay Packers going 12-5, fantastic record, fighting for that top spot with obviously the number 1 in that division, the Lions. I love the Packers team. They're still a little young, still a little raw. Jordan Love going into his second year as a starter, and I just think, hey, they're going to still have a really great season. I just don't see it as being better than the 14-3 I have the Lions going. I think they're going to be one of the top teams in the league, and I think they're just going to be fighting all year long, and I think the Lions are going to be fantastic this year. Their coach is a madman, but it works. Next up, we have the NFC East. In fourth place, I have the New York Giants. I have them going 3-14. Danny Dimes is bad. Malik Neighbors, poor soul, is going to have to deal with a year of Danny Dimes before hopefully they go into the next draft and pick up Carson Beck, Quinn Ewers or Shedeur Sanders, one of the big three quarterbacks. Get that team an actual quarterback. Because Daniel Jones is not it, guys. Everyone knows it, and I don't know why they keep fighting it. I also think that defense is not ready up to par yet. The team needs some more work. In third place, I have the Commanders. Jaden Daniels is going to have a tough first year at 5-12. I just don't think he has 100% of the team built around him yet, because obviously they're still rebuilding. Obviously, that ownership is not the best that was sold, and they're still trying to get their feet underneath them, and they have a terrible team name. That also docked them a few points, in my opinion. Second place, I have the Dallas Cowboys, 11-6. Still not winning the division. Obviously, the Eagles still take that, but I don't like where the direction the Cowboys seem to be going. I think this will kind of be the year where finally the team goes, maybe Dak isn't it. Because I've said for years, I don't like Dak. I don't think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's a top 20 quarterback. He might be like the 20th best quarterback in the league. He's not that good. And then the Eagles, a fantastic team, really good. Eagles going 14-3, just like the Lions. Another top team in the NFC, just battling it out all year. Definitely having a step up from last year where they kind of fumbled it at the end. I think they're able to put it together this year and definitely have a great season. Finally, we have the NFC West. In fourth, we have the Seattle Seahawks. I just see Geno regressing. I can see DK regressing. They don't have Pete Carroll anymore, so they're under a new head coach. And I believe he's a first-time head coach, and if he is, no first-time head coach, if it's the first time being a head coach, has ever had a winning season. That's why it's 6-11. It's a bad season. It's not like the worst season, obviously. You've seen a couple worse ones, but they definitely don't have a fantastic season, and I think they finally have to go look for that next QB. In third, I have my Arizona Cardinals. Yes, I am a Cardinals fan, but I still think we're going to go 8-9. Step up, I think, with Kyler back. I think we're definitely going to see the signs of, wow, this team could be really good. But I do have those issues with the defense. I think our run defense got maybe slightly better, but not much. Our secondary still needs some good work. I think we definitely need to put more time and effort into building that secondary. Our safeties are good, but our corner depth is not. I just see the Cardinals having a better season, almost a winning season, 8-9. Definitely showing we're going in the right direction. In second place, I have the LA Rams. Rams going 11-6, giving the winners, the Niners, who go 12-5, a run for their money all year long. It is a fight. These two basically run together at the top of the division. It's who's going to win it. I still think the Rams are a good team. I think last year I said they weren't going to be. I've realized the error of my ways. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. Yes, they lost Aaron Donald, but I still think that Rams team is built really well. The Niners are still fantastic. Just a couple days ago, I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? Is today Friday? Today Friday? Yes, yesterday we finally got the Brandon Ayuk extension, so that saga's finally over. So people can stop acting like, ooh, what's gonna happen? They can stop talking about it. This team obviously is fantastic. 12-5 though. I do think, again, they have a tough schedule. They play a lot of really good teams, and I think there's a couple teams, like I think they play the Lions. I have Lions going over them, getting their lick back. Niners fantastic team, but I don't think they're going to be the best in the NFC. Leaving the NFC, sorry, I had to move this here. In the NFC, the number 1 seed is the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 2 is the Lions. 3 the Niners. 4 the Falcons. The 5, the first wild card team, is the Green Bay Packers. The 6 is the Dallas Cowboys. 7 Rams. Fantastic times. Interesting matchups in the playoffs. On to the AFC. We're starting with the AFC South. In fourth place, I have the Titans going 3-14. Will Levis is not it. That team is not it. They have a lot of issues. DeAndre Hopkins is getting older, and he's just not. Nothing seems to be really clicking. They lost Derrick Henry. I think they're finally going to go into a full rebuild and just rebuild that whole team. In third, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. I know, shock, wild Jags third, 9-8, winning season. They're going to do pretty good, but I don't know about Trevor Lawrence. I don't know about that team. That receivers are decently good. I don't know if they're going to be able to be that good. Running back, defense, I don't know about that team. That team just worries me. They've never shown me anything that makes me go, yeah, they can do really good. That means in second, I have the Colts, but barely. With a 10-7 record, they just eke out. I think Anthony Richardson has a healthy season. He could lead them to 10-7, which is really good for them, and finally give you a little bit of hope in Indy and have them be like, yeah, we're finally getting there. Michael Pittman Jr.'s that guy, and the defense is looking good. Obviously, that means the winners are the Houston Texans, the Cinderella story last year. I have them going 13-4. Not the craziest win-loss, but pretty good. It's nothing to scoff at to go 13-4. A really good team in the AFC. Obviously, this year, those 4 losses coming against really good opponents. I think they're going to be definitely a team to watch out for getting into the playoffs. Going on to the next, we have the AFC East. In fourth, I have the Patriots with a 1-16 record. I think they're going to be bad. They don't have nothing going for them except a rookie quarterback who isn't starting week 1. Oh, Jared Mayo, no. Again, I think they're going to have that one shock win. I believe their one win. Let's see. They win one game all year, and I want to say it's an upset. Where is it? There it is. I think they beat, that's Jacksonville. I think they pull one out over Jacksonville in week 7. Meaning they would go in and lose 6 games. And they win one, and then they lose the rest of their schedule. Meaning we don't get an 0-17. Not happening, but we get a 1-16. Everyone's going to be like, wow, that sucks. But that's what happens. In second place, I have the, wow, I have this fucked up, don't I? Yeah, I have this in the, whoa, I did the wrong division. Whatever, we'll move them down. You know about them. I don't have to talk about them. It's actually the North I should have done next. I'm an idiot. Which has the Steelers in last. 3-14. Bad team. I think this will be the year Tomlin goes, wow, my team's horrible. And I don't have nothing going for me. And Russell Wilson's bad. And Justin Fields isn't that guy. And wow, we have a horrible record. Only beating 3 teams. The only 3 teams they're able to beat are the Giants, the Commanders, and then they pull one out over the Browns in Cleveland. I just see that as like a wild shock at 3-14. I think Tomlin finally leaves, which means this whole team's going to get a retool to the max. Next up, we have in third the Cleveland Browns. Browns going 9-8. Respectable record. I just don't know about that team. They don't have their running back. Jerry Jeudy's not good. I don't trust Deshaun Watson. And also look at the other teams of their division. Because in second, I have the Cincinnati Bengals going 13-4. 13-4 is a really good record. Losing out the division to the Ravens, who go 15-2. Both those teams are fantastic. I think Joe Burrow coming back, Jamar Chase, seeing if that O-line can hold up. I think that Bengals team will all of a sudden get rolling. The Ravens, everyone knows about the Ravens, are fantastic. Lamar Jackson is that guy. They've got the receiving core, they got the defense. This whole team looks fantastic, and I have them going first in that division. Now it's the East with obviously the horrible Patriots we talked about, and the next is the New York Jets. The Jets have a 10-7 record, tied with second place, the Bills. Spoiler alert, 2 10-7 teams, but through tiebreakers, in my prediction, the Jets end up third at 10-7. The Bills get second. Just 2 teams that are really good, but have small issues that worry me. I don't know how Rodgers is going to be after his issues. I don't know how that receiving core is going to really do other than Garrett Wilson. The Bills don't really have a receiving core, but they got Josh Allen, who's going to be able to take him to some few games, but the defense should hold up a bit. Defense could hold up a bit, hold up and win a few games. So with the winners being the Miami Dolphins at 12-5, I like that team. I do think, obviously, this is a risky pick. Everyone goes, ha, the Dolphins choke every year at the end of the year. They do. I'm saying this year they don't. Tua actually gets them to win that division. They don't choke it away at the end of the year. Make it to the playoffs as the top of the East. And to end it off, we have the AFC West. In fourth, I have the Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders. 4-13. They don't got a quarterback. Gardner Minshew's their quarterback. They lost Josh Jacobs. They don't really have nothing going for them also. But I think the Raiders are a grindy enough team. They might be able to pull it off. They have Max Crosby, too, who will help them win games, even on the defensive side. In second, I have the Denver Broncos. I know, hometown boy, everyone for the Broncos. I actually think Bo Nix is going to take them to an 8-9 record. Kind of the same as what they had last year. They've got some really good skilled players. Their receivers are really good. That defense has a lot of good pieces on it. I definitely want to see how the corners around Surtain do, because that's one of my big worries is how is that corner depth going to be, and how is that safety depth going to be losing Justice Simmons, obviously taking on a huge amount of money to stick the Steelers with Russell Wilson play for them for basically free. So having all that money they're losing, it's going to be tough. Luckily, that with a rookie quarterback for hopefully a year or two. Sorry, you guys are like just seeing this. I can't really adjust it much, so you guys are just going to have to look at the weird chosen foul thing. But yeah, I think the Broncos will be able to do that. In second, I have the Chargers with the obvious winners, the Chiefs. Chargers, I have them going 11-6. Pretty good record. I know Herbert doesn't really have much for receivers. Mike Williams is an but I still think the Chargers will do really good. In fact, nope, I'm not going to mention that. I'm not trying to dox myself. The Chargers, I love Justin Herbert. I think he's personally my favorite quarterback in the league, and I'm not even a Chargers fan. I just think he's a fantastic quarterback. Chiefs, obviously, 15-2. Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, and honestly, if you look at it, I think the two losses they have are to the Ravens, and I think they get shocked by the Browns late in the season, week 15. So they lose week 1, which has people like, oh, God, like last year. If I remember correctly, and I don't think I am, but if I randomly do, I think they lost week 1, and people panicked, and then they won. I think they lose the Browns week 15, kind of a shocker one. Then they get back to winning until the end of the season. I even have them at the end of the year when they don't need it, but they're still kind of fighting for a few things. I think they beat the Broncos, even with their backups. I just think the Broncos will kind of trip up. Even though it's in Denver, I think the Broncos will kind of trip up on that, being like, ooh, we're 8-8, we can have a winning record. Lose right there. Whatever. So in the AFC, that makes, after tiebreakers, the Ravens the number 1 overall, with the Chiefs number 2, Texans number 3, Dolphins number 4. We have Bengals as the first wildcard team at number 5, Chargers 6, and Bills 7. Yes, that does mean we do not have any Colts, that means 1 win off of the Jets making the playoffs. So real quick, we're going to talk about the draft order. That would make the draft order: number 1 Patriots, 2 Saints, 3 Vikings, 4 Giants, 5 Titans, 6 Steelers, 7 Panthers, 8 Raiders, 9 Commanders, 10 Seahawks, which is wow. That's the top 10. That's the order of the top 10 by just who has it. That's just the team. Now, obviously, if there's trades and stuff, obviously Patriots having number 1 overall pick, they're not getting rid of that. That could get them like Travis Hunter. They shouldn't need a quarterback. That's like Travis Hunter, Saints, Vikings, Giants. You could see Saints, Giants, and then Titans all in the top 5 picking quarterbacks. That could be your 3 quarterback picks. Then the Vikings obviously are there just to kind of be like, we'll pick up. We don't have JJ. We'll pick up a receiver. We'll pick up a D line. They'll pick up something good at number 3. So, did I get rid of all this? Wow, hold on. Sorry, it's lagging like a mother trucker. I'm going through the playoff matchups. We're going to do quick playoff matchups. That's right, I'm predicting playoff matchups now. So, we'll start with AFC. We have number 2, Kansas City versus number 7, Buffalo. Yeah, KC's beating them. I'm sorry. It's happening again. Mahomes is beating Allen, and Allen's going to be pissed, but it happens. Chargers, number 6 versus Texans, number 3. I'm giving it to Houston. I think the Texans can outdo a Chargers team that needs a little bit more. And then we have number 4 Dolphins versus number 5 Bengals. I have the Bengals beating the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins, guess what? They do their choke job. Wild card weekend, and the Bengals beat them. NFC, we have number 2 Lions versus number 7 Rams. I have the Lions taking that. I think they're a way better team. I think the Rams, who are really good, 11-6, just can't handle Detroit. The Niners, number 3 versus the number 6 Dallas Cowboys. Come on, the Cowboys are getting knocked out by the Niners. Then we have the Green Bay Packers, number 5 versus the Falcons, number 4. Obviously, I'm giving it to the Packers. The Falcons will be out right there. But hey, the Falcons made the playoffs. Good for them. In the next round, that means on the AFC side, you have the number 1 Ravens versus number 5 Bengals. Sorry. Don't kill me. Sorry. In game. If you look at the Ravens record, they lose 2 games. 1 to the Bengals, 1 to the Browns. In the Bengals game, I think they lose is at home. I don't think Baltimore's losing 2 to the Bengals. They take it. Houston, KC. Big one. But I'm taking Houston to upset Kansas City. Pull off the miracle. I think Houston could be the team to do it next year with the little bit extra they have. Stephon Diggs. I think they're able to pull it off even right at the end of the game. And ta-da. Kansas City out of the playoffs. Shock horror. I know this probably isn't right. I know the NFL probably wants them to, is going to drag them to three-peat no matter what. But this is mine, okay? NFC, number 1 Eagles versus number 5 Packers. I think the Eagles are able to pull it off over the Packers. Better team. Packers, again, looking fantastic. They're just 1 or 2 small pieces away to do it. The Eagles are just a little bit better. Niners versus Lions. I think the Lions are able to pull it off and beat the Niners, are able to get to the NFC Championship game. Shock horror. That means we're going to have a completely different matchup than last year. Championship round, AFC, Ravens, Texans, and I'm taking the Ravens to beat the Texans. Oh my God, wow. Big boy Lamar's dragging his team to the Super Bowl. I think Houston's right there, and they're so close. But another year of development for C.J. Stroud going through his sophomore season. I could even think that he could, like, getting up this high, not used to it in the NFL, trips up a little bit against Lamar, who has gone through a lot in this league to finally get his team to the Super Bowl. NFC, Eagles, Lions. I'm taking the Lions to upset the Eagles. Shock horror. The Eagles are not going to the Super Bowl. We almost had a bird Super Bowl. Nah, the Lions are able to actually pull it off this time in the conference championship, leading to the Super Bowl of Ravens, Lions. With Ravens having the better record, having the home advantage going to the Super Bowl, and I'm giving it to the Ravens. I think right now, how everything's sitting right today on the 30th of August, I say the Ravens are going to be the Super Bowl champions. Shock. People are happy. Lamar finally gets his Super Bowl, finally gets people off his back that are still saying he's trash, even though he's 2-time MVP. He'll win the Super Bowl, probably Super Bowl MVP. Probably lose actual MVP to Patrick Mahomes somehow, but because you gotta keep Mahomes in the that's what's gonna happen. But that is my 2024-2025 NFL season predictions. If you guys like it, go down and like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Let's try to build this channel again. I can't guarantee when I'm gonna upload again. Life stuff happens. I do my best, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. See you in my next video. Boopa, boopa, boopa.